Hello, and welcome to this introduction to the District Operations Q12 survey for fall 2021. My name is Marta Peña. I am an operations specialist with the Child Nutrition team, and I'm happy to guide you through this presentation. Let's start off with reviewing the driving goal of today's presentation and training. Our driving goal. Operations team members will understand the value of participating in the Q12 survey for fall 2021 to measure employee engagement and improve employee productivity, retention, and happiness at work. Since this is a new survey being offered to our operations team members, I want to ground us in understanding the vision and mission of district operations. I also think it is important for all of us to recognize the different departments that fall under that operations umbrella. There are a lot of amazing people that are responsible for keeping our campuses running. Our vision. The McAllen Independent School District is a multicultural community in which students are enthusiastically and actively engaged in the learning process. Students demonstrate academic excellence in a safe, nurturing, and challenging environment enhanced by technology and the contributions of the total community. Our mission. The mission of the McAllen Independent School District is to educate all students to become lifelong learners and productive citizens in a global society through a program of educational excellence, utilizing technology, and actively involving parents and the community. Our departments. We have the Child Nutrition Department, Facilities, Maintenance and Operations, Health Services, Strategic Partnerships and Student Operations, Student Outreach, Technology, and Transportation. These are all the awesome departments that keep our schools running. Okay, let's review the outcomes of today's presentation. Operations team members will know, understand the survey context and reasoning behind each of the 12 survey questions. Believe, honest and transparent survey answers will measure areas of growth that will lead to an improved work culture. Do, take part in the District Operations Q12 survey 2021 of fall. Before we dive further into the presentation, I do have a quote that I would like you to read and take a few seconds to think about. Here it is. Our secret weapon for building the best culture is open and honest feedback. This is a quote from Gina Lau, Team Operations of HelloSign. So for the next few seconds, I would like you to just think about, what does this quote mean to you in regards to culture and feedback? What does this quote make you think? What does this quote make you feel? Thank you so much for taking some time to consider this quote. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. I would like now to provide you with some context so you can have some information and start building confidence in this new Q12 survey that we are offering to our operations team members. So MISD's Q12 survey is based on Gallup's Q12 survey. Gallup Inc. is an analytics and advisory company known for its public opinion polls. The Q12 survey is widely accepted to be the most effective measure of employee engagement. School districts and companies across the nation rely on Q12 data to measure their employee engagement. The survey consists of 12 simple questions that pinpoint the most essential elements of employee engagement, and our scores are going to range from a 1 to 4 scale. I also quickly want to highlight here our operational goal that's in yellow. So the operational goal is 100% of schools to rate department services 90 or higher on the Q12 survey for 2021 of fall. And we will discuss that a little bit more further on in the presentation. Now that you have some context, let's review the actual questions that make up the Q12 survey. They are all pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to give you a little more information just in case you have any questions. I do ask that you keep in mind how important it is when you do take the survey that you answer each question honestly and transparently. We can review this more after I review the questions with you. So let's go straight to question number 1, or Q1. I know what is expected of me at work. Knowing what's expected means that you are clear about what you need to do and when you need to do it. Things to consider when answering this question are: do you know what your job responsibilities are? Have you discussed these items with your manager? And do you know what excellence looks like in your job? That's Q1. Question 2, or Q2. I have the materials and equipment I need to do my work right. It is important to have the necessary resources to do your job effectively. For this reason, you should know and discuss with your manager the types of materials and equipment available to you in your role. For example, do you have access to a computer if you're responsible for reading reports and sharing out numbers? If you're a member of our C&P team, do you have a piece of kitchen equipment that slices large quantities of cucumbers that's going to make your production line so much easier? Those are just a couple of examples. Sometimes not having that one piece of equipment, office supplies, or materials, it can just really make your day harder than it needs to be. Okay, next question, or Q3. At work, I have the opportunity to do what I do best every day. Knowing what you do best and having an opportunity to do your best every day means applying your talent, skills, and knowledge to the work you do. Things to consider when responding to this question: do you know what part of your job you enjoy the most? Do you know your strengths? Do you know some areas that you would like to improve, and discuss these with your manager? Okay, next question, or Q4. In the last 7 days, I have received recognition or praise for doing good work. Receiving recognition for doing good work has a significant effect on your performance. Recognition comes in lots of forms: verbal, email messages, written notes, sometimes during meetings, etc. It can also come from different people. It can come from your manager, a coworker, a customer. The question is very interesting because people are often motivated by different things. In other words, what motivates one team member might not necessarily motivate another. So it's really important for managers to know, especially what is motivating their team. Let's go to the next question, or Q5. My supervisor or someone at work seems to care about me as a person. Knowing that someone is concerned about you as a person creates a positive and safe work environment. You will find it easier to collaborate with others, experiment with new ideas, share information, and support coworkers. When responding to this question, consider if you know what you need to feel safe and cared about at work, and if you know who cares most about your success. Q6. There is someone at work who encourages my development. Knowing who encourages and supports your performance will help you successfully navigate your career. For this reason, you should identify a supportive coworker or manager who provides coaching, advice, or mentoring to help you learn, develop, and maximize your contributions. Here are a few things to think about when answering this question. How do you challenge yourself to learn and develop in your role? Have you discussed with your manager your performance goals and opportunities to develop? Do you ask for feedback on your performance? And how do you challenge yourself to learn and develop in your role? Okay, let's go on to Q7. At work, my opinion seems to count. Feeling valued at work comes from knowing that your input is important and that you are making a significant contribution and difference. You will feel a greater sense of inclusion and self-worth when others take time to listen and understand your thoughts and ideas. Things to consider when responding to this question. Do you know what makes you feel valued at work? Do you share your opinions with your manager? And are you open to feedback after you share ideas or opinions? Okay, let's move on to Q8. The mission or purpose of my company makes me feel that my job is important. Meaningful work that you believe in and look forward to doing every day is a strong motivator. You will feel a connection between the work you do and your personal mission. This makes you more likely to stay with the institution, in our case, McAllen ISD, and feel like you are an integral part of something bigger than yourself. Some things to consider when responding to this question. Do you understand McAllen ISD's mission and purpose? Do you know what is most meaningful to you about the work that you do? And have you identified how you contribute to your team's success each day? Let's move on to Q9. My associates or fellow employees are committed to doing quality work. Knowing that your coworkers share a commitment to quality creates an environment where there is mutual trust and respect for one another's efforts and results. When everyone is pitching in to get the job done, this makes it easier to focus on serving customers, sharing concerns, collaborating on projects, and improving productivity. Things to consider when responding to this question. Do you know what quality means to you? Have you discussed as a team what quality and commitment to quality look like? Have you identified barriers that could get in your or your team's way of doing quality work? Have you talked to your manager about ways you can help your team produce higher quality work? Let's move on to Q10. I have a best friend at work. Having valuable, respectful, and trusted friendships on the job helps you feel that you have someone who supports you and looks out for you. Making decisions, taking risks, and being more productive is easier when you have a friend or colleague to help you celebrate successes, lean on during challenging times, and offer encouragement. Having a best friend at work does not require you to be best friends outside of the workplace. This is your go-to person for feedback and support for items that are work-related. Things to consider when responding to this question. How are you building trusting relationships at work? Do you know which team members you can count on and trust? Let's move on to Q11. In the last 6 months, someone at work has talked to me about my progress. Asking for and receiving feedback will help you gain perspective on how your contributions make a difference at McAllen ISD. When others share honest, positive, and constructive performance feedback, you will understand how you are doing, how others perceive the quality of your work, and how best to achieve your goals. Things to consider when responding to this question. Have you set short and long-term goals for yourself? Do you have a system to track and evaluate your performance? For example, many departments take part in mid-year reviews where these type of items are discussed. Do you know what areas you have made the most progress in over the past 3 months? And do you ask for feedback from your coworkers and manager? Have you talked with your manager about how you would like to receive feedback on your performance and work progress? All right, let's get to the last question, which is Q12. This last year, I have had opportunities at work to learn and grow. The desire to learn and grow is a basic human need. In addition, an organization's growth depends on its employees' capacity to learn, develop, and grow. When you have a chance to learn something new, you feel encouraged and motivated to strive to find better, more productive ways to work. Things to consider when responding to this question. Do you know what you need to learn to do your job better? Do you have an individualized professional development plan that aligns with your career goals? Does your manager know your goals? Have you talked with your manager about new opportunities for development at work? Okay, so that was a lot of information, but now that we have reviewed all of the questions in the Q12 survey, you can see that they are pretty straight to the point and really get to the root of employee engagement. This is why it is so important that participants answer each question honestly. In order to improve work environments, we have to know what items need the most attention and support. So We reviewed all of that information, and I would like to do a quick check for understanding. True or false? Having a best friend at work means that you are also best friends when you are not working. True or false? False. A best friend at work is someone who is your go-to person for feedback and support for items that are work-related. Good job to everyone who got that correct. Let's go to the next one. True or false? The work of operations team members impacts the success of students in the classroom, so the mission of McAllen ISD is connected to all of us. What do you think, true or false? It's true. The work of all operations team members has a major impact on the success of students. The mission of McAllen ISD is to educate all students to become lifelong learners. Ops team members accomplish this by creating safe, clean, healthy, and fully operational environments for our students to learn. So thank you everyone for everything that you do. Good job if you got that one right as well. Okay, let's continue with some context. Now that we have a broad understanding of the context and questions included in the District Operations Q12 survey, let's dig a little bit deeper to build some more confidence and comprehension with the process. Let's go. In order to organize and understand the 12 survey questions even further, they can be organized into 4 main categories. We have basic needs, individual, teamwork, and growth. This diagram illustrates these 4 categories in a pyramid shape known as the Q12 engagement hierarchy. The hierarchy identifies the employee's ongoing psychological journey through the engagement levels. You can see that the first category, basic needs, forms the foundation of the pyramid and includes Q1, I know what is expected of me at work, and Q2, I have the materials and equipment I need to do my work right. Another way of looking at this is by seeing these basic needs as, what do I get? The second level of the pyramid, shown in green, is the individual and includes Q3 through Q6. At work, I have the opportunity to do what I do best every day. In the last 7 days, I've received recognition or praise for doing good work. My supervisor or someone at work seems to care about me as a person. There is someone at work who encourages my development. Another way of viewing this category of individual is by asking, what do I give? Okay, I would like to pause here to highlight that these first 6 questions at the base of the hierarchy in the blue and green are the key to building an engaged workplace. They represent the employee's basic needs and individual. If your team is not highly engaged in these 6 items, it will be a lot harder to deliver on items at the top of the pyramid, which I will cover next. The third level in the engagement hierarchy pyramid is known as teamwork and is made up of questions 7 through 10. At work, my opinion seems to count. The mission or purpose of my company makes me feel my job is important. My coworkers are committed to doing quality work, and I have a best friend at work. All of these items in the teamwork category are part of answering, do I belong? This is important due to the fact that team members who feel like they belong are more likely to stay with an organization for a longer period of time than someone who feels like they do not have that connection or feeling of belonging. Okay, at the very top of the engagement hierarchy pyramid, we have the growth category that includes Q11. In the last 6 months, someone at work has talked to me about my progress, and Q12. This last year, I have had opportunities at work to learn and grow. These 2 items answer the question, how can we grow? If you're a manager, You can also think about how you challenge team members, help them grow, and move outside their comfort zone. One last thing to share regarding this engagement hierarchy pyramid. None of this works without honest and transparent answers on the survey. Honest and transparent answers are key to help identify areas where you, our operations team members, need more support. So thank you for doing that for us while answering. Okay, let's do a next check for understanding. Another true and false. The first two levels that include basic needs and individual are the key to building an engaged workplace. What do you think? True or false? True. Basic needs and individual are the base of the engagement hierarchy. If your team is not highly engaged in questions 1 through 6, it will be a lot harder to deliver on items at the top of that pyramid that are categorized in teamwork and growth. Let's try another one. The teamwork category that answers, do I belong, is important since it strongly determines how fast a team member will grow within their organization. What do you think? True or false? False. One of the reasons the teamwork category is so important is due to the fact that team members who feel like they belong are more likely to stay with an organization for a long period of time than someone who feels like they do not have that connection or feeling of belonging. Tricky. Okay, let's try another one. Honest and transparent answers are key to help identify areas where our operation team members need more support. What do you think? True or false? True. We absolutely need these honest and transparent answers so we know where our team members and operations need more support. Okay, Q12 survey goals, data visibility, and adult culture. A little earlier, our operational goal of 100% of schools rating our service as 90+ on the district operations survey was mentioned. Now it is time to talk more about that goal, how we're going to measure it, and the adult culture we will need to make it happen. Let's go. So what drives this 100% of schools rating department services 90+ on the Q12 survey? The first thing is data visibility. Using the Q12 survey in a digital format, we can efficiently measure to see how we are doing as an organization now and to target where we need to improve with that data visibility. Next is adult culture. Continued emphasis on workplace safety, our emotional intelligence, the MISD customer service standards, and understanding the why or context behind the survey results. Okay, next, improvement. Daily communication with team members, meetings, and emotional intelligence training. All of these things, the data visibility, adult culture, and always improving, this is what's going to make our goal. This is what's going to influence our goal or drive our goal to get to that 100% of schools rating department services 90 or higher on the Q12 survey. Next steps. Okay, good news. It's time to take, for the very first time, our Q12 survey for our fall 2021. Here are your instructions. Please check your McAllen ISD email for a communication regarding the District Operations Fall 2021 Q12 survey. The email will have a direct link to the survey. You will need to use your Rapid Identity login credentials to access. This survey can be taken from any electronic device with access to the internet, so many of you will be able to do this from your phones. The survey window is open now. This means that you can take the survey right now through December 8th. So as a friendly reminder, this survey is anonymous, which means that the results will not reflect who took it exactly. So if you are worried about that, I want you to feel confident that when you take the survey, that it is anonymous and you can share your answers honestly and transparently. The survey is also available in English and Spanish, and I will show you here on the next slide how to change those setting options. Okay, here is some additional information that might be helpful. The Q12 survey will take an estimated 10 to 12 minutes of your time to complete. The image to the left is a preview of what the survey looks like, and you can see it has those easy to use selection options where you just press and it easily records your selection. The red arrow there at the top of the page points to the section in the top right corner of the survey where you can change the language preference to either English or Spanish. You can see it's a simple drop down, and as soon as you click either English or Spanish, it will change to your preferred language. And friendly reminder to use your Rapid Identity login credentials when you click the link to take the survey. And if you're having some issues, please call IT for assistance at 956-632-3238. They are aware that they might have a higher volume of calls to help with Rapid Identity login credentials. That concludes this presentation on the Q12 survey for fall 2021. I want to thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed taking the survey, and thank you.